Automatic gate technology has advanced considerably in the recent past. Almost all of those improvements have surrounded themselves about reliability and safety, and not in that order. Gates have become considerably more safe, and here's why. In the past, safety mechanisms have been designed so that they're an add-on to the existing gate structure. So gates move whether they're sliding or swinging or rolling up and down, independent of the safety mechanism. That is to say that the safety mechanism could be disabled, and the structure, whether it's, again, rolling up, sliding, or swinging, would work no matter what. Now the safety mechanisms are a required component in all of the automatic gate systems. So installed today, an automatic gate system must be able to communicate with the requisite safety devices, meaning that if a safety device stops working for whatever reason, the gate will not work. So instead of two separate systems working either together or not necessarily together, these technologies have to both be functioning at the same time in order to work, which I think is an amazing, I don't think anybody would challenge my thinking on that. I think that's an amazing step forward to make sure that automatic gates are going to stay open unless the safety mechanisms are working properly. And so reliability is, again, a huge component of that, meaning that with IP connectivity, gates now have the ability to communicate to owners both use, so you know if your gate's opening 1,000 times a month or 100 times a month or 10,000 times a month. You're going to know that. You also know gate operators will reach out to the servicing company or the owner and let them know what the duty cycle is, because much of the maintenance that has to happen in today's automated gate environment happens based on use. So if you get every 50,000 uses, you need to replace these bushings or these bearings. And because you're getting that real world data provided to you instead of just doing a Kentucky windage guess about how much these gates are being used, that gives you some empirical information about when you should be performing preventive maintenance. All the way down to if there's a malfunction. If there's a malfunction, today's automated gate systems will allow the servicing dealer to go out there, either plug their laptop in or plug a USB in and download information about that, saying that a safety device was triggered or a gate was impacted. If, for example, a vehicle struck a gate, much of that data is contained in the storage data of the automatic gate, the gate operator itself. So you can reach in there, pull that data out, and know, again, with a great deal of certainty what happened. So a mechanism was triggered, a gate was impacted, the gate returned to the open position. You're going to know that instead of hearing some story from the vehicle owner that says, this gate hit my car, when the reality of it is that the car hit a moving gate or hit a gate that was stationary. You're going to know that. And that's how the automated gate technology has advanced recently. Integration dealers can use headlight stickers and automated gate systems together in a great way. Because let's face it, you put an automatic gate system in place to do one thing, and that's to get the right vehicles into the right facility at the right time. So in support of that idea, you would like a technology that has the ability to individually identify vehicles and give you some directionality, give you some range control, which is something that you're just not going to get with another technology other than long-range vehicular RFID headlight sticker. So if you are an automated gate dealer and you're thinking about how can I get the right cars into the right facility, then this works out perfectly. Again, instead of having to put a large RFID reader, think about a 14-inch by a 14-inch square reader in an 8-foot height aiming down at the vehicles, that's a very imposing kind of structure. And again, when we think about this candidly, those customers have put so much money and put so much energy into making those gates beautiful. They want them to be beautiful. They want people to live there. They want people, and people frankly pay a lot of money to live in those gates. And so to say to a person who pays so much money to live in those gates that they have to pull up to that gate and look at this hideous structure in order to uniquely identify them, that's a stretch. Headlight stickers give you the ability to take that antenna and not only make it smaller, 9 inches by 9 inches, but drop that reader down to headlight sticker level. So again, making that architecturally beautiful, having the people that live there not even notice that there's an RFID reader there at all and not have to think about it. So you pull up to those beautiful gates that are beautiful architecturally speaking. They're safe because they're modern automatic gate systems, and they just welcome them home. Those gates open and welcome you there with no driver interaction whatsoever. So you don't have to find a clicker. You don't have to roll your window down. You don't have to hang your arm out in the rain. You just pull up and get welcomed home by a gate system that's safe, automatic, and reliable. That's what headlight stickers do for automatic gate dealers. There are some environmental considerations to have when it comes to automatic gate system maintenance. There are areas of the country and areas of the world that have a lot of rain. And part of the safety mechanisms of an automatic gate system are magnetic loops in the ground. And those loops, you see me holding my fingers up in a 4-foot by 8-foot rectangle. And those are under the asphalt, under the pavement, under the cobblestones, under those pavers, so you don't see them happening. But those loops are there to detect vehicles. Now, those loops are an integral part of the safety mechanism of a gate. But if you live in a part of the country or a part of the world that has heavy rain or debris flow, water, flowing water in particular, is detected by those in-ground loops. And when that happens, that can result in unexpected gate openings. So think about this scenario. So a vehicle arrives at a gate, the headlight sticker talks to the headlight reader, which talks to the managed access control solution. The gates open beautifully, and that car's on its way home. But because there's water flowing in the gutters, and the gutters are too near those loops, that gate's going to stay open, detecting that flowing water as a vehicle. So when I pull up and I see that gate already in the open position, I believe that there's a malfunction and would alert the property manager or the property owner to that malfunction. When in fact it's not at all. The safety mechanisms are working exactly as designed. It's because we weren't as thoughtful as we might be otherwise about where we need to put those inductive loops. So environmentally speaking, there's some considerable thought that needs to be put into the weather in that particular area, wherever that is. Another mechanism to think about is photo beams. Now there's two fundamental types of photo beams in automatic gates. There's what I'm going to call the safest type, which is the type that one transmits a beam and one acknowledges the receipt of that beam. Now that's one type. The other type is a reflector on one side. So you've got a photo beam that transmits and receives on the same side. Now I'm going to call that less ideal, and I'll tell you why. Because in certain circumstances, think about an opalescent Cadillac. Cadillac just has a magnificent opalescent color. But when a Cadillac pulls across the front, it's possible that that photo beam transmits into that opalescent color and gets just the right amount of reflection back, that it believes that it's bouncing back from that reflector. And so that's why I'm going to classify that as less ideal. Now we're talking about environmental considerations here in gate maintenance. So part of this is to think about snow, rain, weather. And if you've got snow that accumulates in front of that reflector, guess what's going to happen? That gate's going to stick open. If you get snow that accumulates in any way across those photo beams that again are transmitting across and one is acknowledging receipt of that, you're going to get what's perceived as obstruction, and that gate is again going to have been perceived as a malfunction when in fact it's operating perfectly. Those safety mechanisms are operating exactly as they should. So these are all part of why installing dealers and integrators need to think about some of those environmental considerations when it comes to automatic gates.